Hey everyone, and Happy New Year, and welcome to the Putty Mod YouTube channel. And on the bench is this AP1 Honda S2000 differential. This just came in, well, it's actually been here for a while. I finally opened the box up, and I'm going to try to get this thing knocked out before the New Year arrives, which is tomorrow evening. I do not have to restore the exterior of this differential. The client did not want anything done like that, and I just started scraping at this thing, and I'm like, holy wow. I mean, this one's pretty crusty. So I don't know how I'm going to handle this. It more than likely is not going to be done before the new year, but I'm going to give that the old college try. At least internally I can do it, but externally, I don't know if I can let this one go this bad. It's pretty rough. As you can see in the back, it's pretty funky as well, and there's some damage here. Looks like this one might have happened in shipping because it's so clean. So I'm going to look at the box and see if there's some pieces there. The box did look like it was in pretty rough shape, so that's a possibility that happened during the shipping process. The same with this one here, which is bent over. So it was probably manhandled a little bit, and that's what we ended up with, some damage on the cover, which I'll try to clean up and dress out some to make that a little bit better. And of course, when it's packed to go back where it's going home, it won't have that issue anymore because we pack them really good. Well, anyway, let me start getting this thing decrusted as much as I can before I actually crack it open. Stay tuned. There's Shop Kitty. Are you giving that box some love? It is New Year's Eve. We are in the shop. It is Sunday, and I'm trying to get this rear end worked on that I started, and getting some things finished here with it. And on New Year's Day, I'll probably come into the shop as well and work on it on that day as well. Well, anyway, you guys, you send these rear ends in to me to get work done on them. And some of them are packed really well, some of them not so much, and some of them not good at all. Well, in this situation, a fellow had packed this rear end. This is the box that it came in. It also had a rather expensive OS Geiken limited slip differential in this box. It was a 1.5 way. He had taken it out of the original carton that OS Geiken had shipped it to him in, and he figured he'd send it in this box along with his rear end. So both rear end from the car, third member, and along with the LSD from OS Geiken. And he thought that he had packed it well. He had people at his work help him do it, and they have professional packers there from what I understand. And this is the box that it came in. I have some before photographs too, because he had sent me photographs after this fact, not before this situation. But I seen how it was packed, and I would have definitely alarmed him on the fact that he shouldn't have packed it the way they did. Put a label over this to protect this person's identity. You can see this box is a little messed up when handing it here again. Oh, what a cute little baby. Yes, you are. Well, anyway, I cut this box outside this perimeter here to remove the differential. But you can see that this box is split, and that this cute little tape that was on here is also broken. From the inside, you can see how it was, split apart and had broke open. The rear end was still in package, and that's all that was in the package was the rear end. And what was in the box was this foam pack stuff here, which you can see is form fitted to the rear end, because this is the rear end. This thing's an absolute mess. It looks like it came out of the ocean. But anyway, it was probably in there something like this. And then this top foam pack here was also molded to it like this. But this is kind of, not a very heavy foam. It's not a great package. And this box is way too large to ship a differential in. You want these things to be packed tight. And if you're going to put it in a box this big, you got to put in really stout packing material in this box. You see there's some paper in here, and that's really it. That's all that was in the box. I kept everything with the box. Shop Kitty's investigating the box right now. But you're gonna get in there, little Shop Kitty? Oh, there you go. Oh yeah, I know. There's nothing like a good box. But you can see what happened here was that box broke open because that LSD was loose inside there. The edge of that LSD more than likely cut that box like it is, and it went out the side of that box. The carrier probably didn't know anything had fallen out of it because he felt that this box was still very heavy, so he figured the contents was in it, or she figured the contents was in it, and down the line it kept going. And somewhere in that shipping process, that very, very expensive OS Geiken limited slip differential left that package. And this is all that's left in here is this foam. Like I said, not very heavy. If this was used in a very tight box, this would have probably been fine. And it can't move inside the package. It's not going to come out of the package. Once this thing is allowed to move, it's so heavy and it has sharp edges all over the place, it's going to cut a box. It's going to escape that box. You want a box that's tight to the item, packed well in heavy cardboard, not peanuts or anything like that, so that this thing travels the way it's supposed to travel, which is in one piece, and it gets here in one piece. If you're going to ship an LSD, I highly recommend that you ship that LSD separately in its shipping container, so it is its own thing, and the rear end in its own box. But anyway, we're going to go ahead and proceed with this rebuild on this rear end. I want to keep all this packaging, as you know, the carrier may want that back as, you know, proof or evidence, or wanting to see that. Also, another note to understand is a carrier will also deny a claim if you don't package something properly. If they look at this box and decide, hey, this was improper packaging, and they'll put it on that person that shipped it, and you'll say, look, we're not going to cover the loss because you didn't pack the item right, and they'll deny the claim. And so really be careful about how you pack your items, whether you're shipping them to me or somebody else, or you know, to family members across the country for Christmas or birthdays or something like that. Be extra special careful about how you package something. You got to understand, these guys are under tremendous stress that handle these packages every day. They have to move so many boxes an hour, or they could lose their job. You know, they are under production and constant do more. So these corporations, they don't really think about anything other than, you know, how many packages are moving, how much money they're generating. It's not about how, you know, your great aunt's priceless to you cuckoo clock is in the box. They don't. You know, it's a box to them. They have no idea what the contents is. They can't treat every one of them like they're carrying, you know, grandma's cuckoo clock or a dozen eggs. They just throw a box because they got to get it done, or they can lose their job. Man, this thing is a lot of work. Really rough. You can see it's got a lot of pitting. It's pretty heavy. I did everything I could. I descaled it and cleaned up as much as I could off of it. And I'm getting ready to treat it now before I put a finish on it. It should look pretty nice. I think it's going to come out pretty decent, but it is, you know, a pretty rough casting here from, you know, from rust. This is obviously a northern car, or, you know, spent some time up north, and a lot of time, it looks like. But, you know, we're going to make it look as good as we possibly can, and I think it may actually look pretty darn good after all. The fasteners are, these two are really, really rough. These are the bolts that hold on the cover, and you can see they're pretty heavily corroded. So let's see how these come out as well. It's just going to take a little bit more time. Love my new mug. Merry Christmas. And all right, stand by and see what the results are after I get this finish done. All right, time for another update, and we made some progress on that rear end. Boy, I tell you what, this was a tough restoration. I was in here all day New Year's Day. I was in here New Year's Eve, of course today as well, and it's coming along really well. This rear end got pretty hot. I mean, you can see the color in that bearing there. It's blue and gold, and I'm colorblind and I can see it, so you know it's bad. Over here you can look at the pinion gear and you can see that color in there and that distortion. So this thing was running hot. I'm waiting to hear back from the owner and find out what the story is with this one. Other than that lost LSD, there's also, I'm sure, a backstory to the condition of this rear end and why it was sent in. Anyway, here's our aluminum cover. You remember the damage that was there? That was from that LSD coming in contact with that cover, because that was all fresh damage. And I went ahead and I dressed that all out, and it looks really good now. It's clean. Assembly line markings on it. I'm not quite finished with this cover yet, but it's pretty much there. Inside is all done. It's clean as a whistle. Beautiful. I still have to put that baffle in, but the finish looks fantastic now. It's not all, you know, yucked up and looking like it just come out from, you know, a dumpster or something. Input flange is done. Looks great. Of course, the third member case is looking fantastic compared to what it was. And let's see, we'll turn that thing around. Got a good look at that. And you can see how everything there looks really nice. From Jeremy in Texas, and you know who you are, thank you for the Dunkin' Donuts gift card. We're going to enjoy that coffee. And the Christmas card is very thoughtful. A wonderful surprise to see that in the mail. Is unexpected, and thank you very much, Jeremy, for that. Got the restored valve vent. Looks really good. Really happy with that. All right, next will be the assembly process. All right, we are ready to go. Everything is clean, prepped, and polished. We are ready for assembly. This segment of the video is brought to you by Bobby. Dotson Daddy, he bought the coffee from Starbucks today. Thank you, Dotson Daddy, for that. And let's get started. we got this thing all buttoned up now. Hey, Shop Kitty. I'm glad you came by to say hello. Been out all day sunning yourself. Oh, what a good baby. Anyway, stub axles still need to be restored. I started cleaning them up, but man, they are really rough. So that's going to be another day. I thought I'd have this thing buttoned up, but stub axles have to be done. Everything else is perfect. So we can't put crappy stub axles in a rear end that's been restored to this level. Anyway, came out super nice, super clean now. Perfect every which way it's supposed to be. Dressing out that one fin finally broke out. That's why I had to dress it out the way I did there. And of course the other one had already been broken from that loose OS Geiken LSD in that box. Still don't know what's going on there yet. We're still waiting. But anyway, this is it. I'm going to Disney. My son's birthday is today, so I promised him I would take him over to the Mickey Mouse house and we can have some fun. And I'll be back in the shop to get these stub axles finished up and close out this video. Hey, Shop Kitty. That's nice. Oh, you love it too, huh? It's a good one, isn't it? Don't want me to put the shameless plug in there for the Pony Bod logo. All right, thank you very much. Well, I got it done anyway. Ready to go. I'm going to box it up tomorrow and get it shipped out. On the bench behind it, this AP2 rear end. This is a tire mic. We're putting a 390 in this thing. And it's a nice little rear end. It wasn't in bad shape at all. I've got it cleaned up. I've treated it. And I just freshened up the factory assembly line markings on it. And not going to do too much more with this thing because it was, like I said, it was pretty clean. And when you see this thing tomorrow after it finally dries and all, you'll say, yeah, it's a pretty nice rear. And we'll get on with that build. And thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. Happy New Year, everyone.